Most people spend their entire lives building stability. Peter and Sue walked away from theirs. After 29 years running a successful daycare in Canada, retirement was supposed to be the reward. Predictable, comfortable, earned. Then their daughter moved to Los Angeles. She had a baby, and suddenly, comfortable didn't feel complete anymore. So they made a decision most people only talk about. They would start over, in a new country, with a new business, in their retirement years. But here's the part nobody sees on Instagram. Cold embassy mornings, security checks, 40-minute waits that feel like hours, and an immigration officer testing whether your life's work deserves to exist in the United States. How do you translate 29 years of reputation into a business plan? How do you defend your experience under pressure? And what does it feel like when the passport finally gets stamped? Today, we're talking to Peter and Sue, Canadian entrepreneurs who rebuilt their daycare business in California. This isn't just a visa story. It's a story about family, reinvention, and proving your value again. Let's dive in. Just a quick reminder, if you appreciate this in-depth content, please take a moment to like and subscribe. It helps us bring you more. Now, on with the story.
I'm Sue.
I'm Peter.
And we have a daughter here in Los Angeles. And she has been here for almost 6 years. And we kept hoping she would come back to Canada, where her roots are. However, the weather here in LA kept her here. And with that being said, she then thought we should be here with her. It didn't take too much persuasion because she wound up having a baby. So Skype wasn't cutting it for us, just seeing our little guy on Skype. So we thought, well,
Retired.
Yeah, you're retired. And I wasn't ready to retire, so what could we do? What could we do? And in all honesty, she was the one who was surfing the web and found your site. And we didn't look back. Once we found your site, and the business that I had been running for 29 years was a successful home daycare business in Ontario. And we then pursued the challenge of getting our business and setting up new business here in Los Angeles and being with our daughter and our family here.
They weren't running from failure, they were walking away from comfort. Sue had already built a successful daycare in Ontario for 29 years. Peter was retired. Life was stable, but family changed the equation. Starting again wasn't about money, it was about legacy and being present in their grandson's life. If you had already built a stable life, what would make you risk everything and start over in another country? Would you do it for family? Tell us in the comments.
I've always run my daycare center as if these children were my own. And that was always part of my philosophy, that the parents couldn't stay home with their children, that I would hope to be the next best thing. I wasn't there to replace mom and dad, but I would like to be the next best thing for them. So we became a group effort, a team effort in working with their children. And it was also something that I had always wanted for my own daughter. I wanted her to have a bit of an academic teaching from a home base. I wanted her to have fun. I wanted her to have the social aspects of other children around, and just a fun-filled day whereby they also learned some academics, they learned social skills, they learned all to be required as before they got into school, into kindergarten. And I was able to achieve that, and I was able to achieve that with the feedback I received from children that had gone on to school, and then when they would come back and let me know how well they had done in school, how the children or how the teachers had known me through these children, and always had great praise for these kids that came from my daycare because they were well taught, well read.
This wasn't just a daycare, it was a philosophy. I'm not there to replace mom and dad, but I want to be the next best thing. That mindset built trust, it built results, it built reputation. But immigration doesn't approve philosophy. It approves documentation. And that meant translating 29 years of emotional impact into a structured business plan. If immigration asked you tomorrow to prove the value of your life's work, could you do it on paper? Or is most of your success stored only in memories? We'd love to hear your thoughts.
Our day at the embassy was an April day in Canada. It was sleet, it was rain, it was cold, it was damp. We did have umbrellas that we shared with others that didn't have umbrellas. There is a lot of security, understandably so. There's a lot of security. And they go through your paperwork while you're still outside, waiting to get into the embassy. They review your paperwork prior to even accessing the building. And then once you have accessed the building, then there's other documentation that you have to present to them. And you're queuing to get into the waiting area. And this process is about anywhere from 15 minutes to half an hour. And then once they have processed that documentation, then you're ushered into a room, a waiting area. And there are many people that sit there for many various reasons. And it's a bit unnerving because you see other people that have come in behind you being seen, and people that are very nervous while they're sitting there, very upset when they're leaving. And it's a bit intimidating. It's a bit intimidating as you go through everything yourself in your own mind. Anyways, then ultimately, with our situation, we waited approximately 40 minutes before we were seen. And then we're ushered into a room, not very comfortable, not very pleasant at all, just a room. And you're standing between a glass with the immigration officer and yourself. And you have a little ledge where you can lean on for support. And so you're not sitting and being comfortable by any means. And they're very brisk with you. But bottom line, just answer the questions up front. And absolutely, you have to know your business plan. You have to know your business plan because they will quiz you on that. And they certainly did that one bus. And just sporadic questions that they'll ask you, and I understand now having done
They were question twice to see and get the.
that's right, same answer, same question. And I feel we were probably very fortunate in that our officer was very pleased with all the documentation. She said it was very thorough, and she wished us well. And when she said that, we realized, oh, that's it. We're approved. Then you wanted to jump or say hooray or do some kind of a hoopla, but you didn't because it just wouldn't seem appropriate to do it there. But she then was very pleasant. Then the other side of her came out and she wished us well and said there was a great need for quality, successful daycares, and specifically in the state of California, and that we could pick up our passports in 2 days and wished us well and all the best. A great experience. Great in that it turned out the way it did for us.
Sleet, rain, cold. Security checks before even entering the building. People nervous, some upset. 40 minutes that felt like hours. Standing between glass and an immigration officer. No chair, no comfort, just questions. And one critical requirement: know your business plan, because they will test you on it. Then something shifted. The officer said the documentation was thorough. She wished them well, and in that moment they knew, approved. How do you think you would react in that room? Calm and confident, or overwhelmed by pressure? Have you ever had a single sentence change your future? Tell us below.
Number one, you have to have a good law firm. And if we can say, go with Christine, we're pleased. Go with Christine. We're at this law firm.
And that feet in the gym.
Yes, working with the CPA and the CPA that was recommended from the law firm helped. Really did help. Jim was wonderful to work with, actually. Doing that part of the project was difficult because it's where you have to project your 5-year expenses, and it does make you sit there and really think and wonder if you can really do this, and it questions yourself. But when you have a product that you're pretty proud of and that you're pretty confident in, you can make it work. You can make it work. And you have to have a lot of patience, There's a lot you learn that you would never have dreamt of ever learning in your life. It wasn't overly easy. It was trying at times, but we just stayed focused as to why we were doing it. We were doing it for our family, and we were doing it because I'm very proud of the business that I had successfully in Canada, and just felt that I could do it just as well here, probably for the same length of time still.
Oh, that's
So many highs.
house, starting the business, being with our grandson, beach.
Oh, wow.
Just
So many highs. I mean, I think the high has to be the fact that we're with it. To have them stamp that passport and approve the whole business plan, to approve the application for that E2 visa, that was the high. And the rest, umbrellas under it, truly. It's because it truly is a feat. It truly is a feat to get that accomplished.
Peter and Sue didn't immigrate because they had to. They immigrated because they chose to. After 29 years of success in Canada, they rebuilt their daycare business in California with preparation, structure, and the right legal guidance. Their story proves something powerful. Immigration isn't just paperwork. It's preparation meeting purpose. It's knowing your values so well that you can defend it under pressure. And when that passport gets stamped, everything else, the business, the family, the sunshine in California, falls under that umbrella. If you're an entrepreneur with a proven track record in your home country, your experience may be more transferable than you think, but only if you structure it correctly. Subscribe for more real immigration success stories. And if the United States might be part of your future, start preparing today. What part of his story inspired you the most? Let us know in the comments, and follow our channel for more stories just like this.